Most people think you need a £300 DJI or Rode kit for pro audio on YouTube.
And if your audio sounds like this, your viewers will click off in seconds.
There you go, that's better. So today I'm testing the Neewer CM28 lav mic and wireless transmitter receiver kit, just to see how their audio stacks up. I've used them in the past with my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, this Nikon Z6 right here, and also my old phone. So let's get into it. There's a lot of different options when it comes to miking yourself up for taking video, doing whatever, right? If you're solely using DJI products, they've got a great set of microphones. When I first started doing this, I was actually using a mobile phone to record the video. So this here is the Neewer CM28 kit. So the receiver right now is plugged into the top of the camera, and this is the microphone right here on my chest. There's a second one here. And you also get this little USB adapter. And so the way I used to use this was I would put the USB thing into the bottom of my phone, mic myself up, and record myself. Now I then smashed that phone, unfortunately, with some wind in Scotland, and I moved on to a DJI system. And I was using the DJI mic, which, you know, that's fine. It's great. It pairs nicely with the cameras. That's all great. But now I'm doing a lot more of this type of stuff. I decided, well, let's bust this kit out, and actually I think there's a potential to get a better audio quality than using the DJI microphone. I have had a couple of comments from people saying that the audio is a little muffled. Some of that might be a skill issue on my side. Some of it might be because it's like a Bluetooth microphone and there'll be some amount of audio quality lost. And then part of it will be that it's just a microphone here on the chest and it's not a lapel mic. So to test that theory, I've gone and bought a Neewer CM5 lapel mic kit. You get two mics with it. I won't bore you too much with the unboxing information, along with a bunch of too much silica gel, which I will try and make sure the dog doesn't eat. You get two lapel mics, some instructions that no one's ever going to read, and that's about it. Now there are a few different versions of these mics. There's the CM6, which is USB based. Perhaps you just want to lapel directly into your phone. These are TRS, so the little 3.5mm jacks. You get, as I said, you get two of them in the kit. So what we'll do is, we'll try a couple of things. First of all, we'll try just plugging the mic directly into the receiver and see whether the audio quality is any better. Next, we'll also try plugging the mic into the camera directly. It's a meter. I'm probably going to struggle. If I was holding it at arm's length, yeah, maybe we'll do that test last. I'll just rearrange stuff as I need to. Maybe I need to change lenses. This is a 50mm lens. So I could potentially get closer, but I would need to move the lights around. Now this is a relatively cheap kit. It costs 20 quid for two lapel mics. A lot of the other suggestions you see online are more in the region of £100. I do worry about buying cheap and buying twice, like I did with the lights. But I'm hoping that here's the thing, I haven't seen a huge amount of reviews of these online. I've seen people suggesting to buy them or saying that they've got them and then not following up. So the reason I'm doing this video really is just to get a little bit more information out there about these microphones. And I guess if you're interested in the newer system as well. So just to start with, this is just me talking here with a microphone attached on my chest here, just talking normally. Now what we'll do is we'll swap the microphone off and we'll put the lapel mic in. And you can probably just about see it's just here, it's a little discreet. I haven't changed the audio gain at all in the camera. I've literally just plugged it into the TRS jack on here. That's a difference in sound. Obviously right now, this gives a bit more versatility potentially rather than having to have this. So I guess let's just talk a little bit more about the CM28 system. So each of these little transmitters, they come with a little magnet, which affixes to the back clip. So you can just place it on your t-shirt if you want to. Or you can use there is a clip which you could then just clip anywhere on your clothing. Obviously, if you're not using it with a lapel mic, you would have to find the best position, which I've read up online. A good position is just directly sort of in the center of the chest there. If you put it too high up, it becomes quite muffled. Now, I don't know why you could put a lapel mic further up. I'm not an audio engineer. So I'm just behind the camera now. I've plugged it in directly into the camera and I've not changed any gain. As you can see, it would probably need a lot more gain in the camera. So I changed the camera sensitivity from 4 to 10. This is what it sounds in comparison to using it straight through the transmitter. So you could plug it into your camera. This is what it sounds like directly, no Bluetooth. That's the thing. There could be some benefit here because Bluetooth, you will lose some audio quality when transmitting. So That's something to consider. So what was wrong with the microphone before? Why couldn't you just use your Bluetooth receiver? Well, you know, people in the comments have said that it sounds a bit muffled, so here we go. This is it with the microphone plugged in. Surely this is better? It's only 20 quid. There's a lot of only 20 quids going on lately. It was only 40 quid for that light you got that you've now had to spend 200 quid. Could you have not managed with the Bluetooth receiver? Maybe I could have managed with the Bluetooth receiver. I mean, this gives me more options. It gives me more things to try, it gives more channel content. This is going to be a bit of a grim test. So I've got the lav mic on with the small windshield that you get with it. I don't think it's going to be particularly effective. So I've got the transmitter here and the receiver's plugged into the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. As you can see, I'm a little way away. Now, yeah, 9 times out of 10, if I was up here using this DJI Pocket 3, I would just use the DJI microphone. But there might be scenarios where you wanted to use multiple mics. So for example, you could mic up 2 people and you can use a kit like this. You could plug it in through the USB. Anyway, you would probably want to get a better windsock than this. So also, I've had to change the gain settings from the default mic on the Pocket 3. So God knows what the quality is like. You'll hear, it might maybe boosted to hell. But yeah, just to show, you know, you could, as I said, you've used this in the past with a phone. But even with things like DJI action cameras and stuff, you can stick it in the USB port and use it as a USB microphone. And you know, there could be scenarios where this is helpful. Okay, so don't click off the video just yet. This is the internal microphone on the DJI Pocket 3. So I've just moved to this platform. It's a little easier to demonstrate the changing microphones. So right now, this is the internal microphone. And very quickly, we could switch over to the Bluetooth microphone that you get with the kit. So there should be an immense immediate improvement in quality straight away. So what we'll do next is we'll move up to the Neewer CM28 and we'll try that with the receiver and we'll plug it into the Pocket 3. Now if you buy the Creator combo and you get the microphone with it, that's what this sounds like. And just for reference, you know, you've got your receiver here and you've got some USB attachments. That's what goes into the side of the Pocket 3. All right, so I'm actually not going to change the audio levels. So this is what it sounds with the Neewer CM28. I'm still seeing the audio meter peak on here. It looks okay, to be honest. It's probably maybe a little bit on the quieter side. So that's the difference there. And again, it's the same position on the chest here. This is the microphone that you get with this system, the Neewer CM28. A little bit of a difference maybe between the DJI microphone. So next we'll try adding in the lav mic for the CM28 and we'll see whether there's a noticeable difference or whether it sounds pretty much the same. Yeah, so here's the transmitter just out of the way, live mics on here on my neck. And yeah, this is what it sounds like now with the lav mic plugged in. There might be benefits outside the sound, you know, it's not tugging on the center of my shirt there. It's not maybe quite as distracting visually. You know, it's not as heavy. I can then clip this wherever I want out of the way. Just a quick test between a few different combinations of microphones. Just for fun, I'm going to plug this shotgun mic into the transmitter and we're going to see what that sounds like, if anything, because it could be dreadful. Let's try that. Now, I hope this doesn't sound significantly better than the rest of them because I've had this shotgun mic for ages and the last few times I've used it, it has sounded really bad with kind of room noise. So if this, compared to all of the other setups, sounds the best, I'll be actually upset. Yeah, so this is a Rode VideoGo mic. I'd say it's cheap. I don't think it's actually that cheap. I've forgotten how much it costs. But this is the internal microphone on the DJI Pocket 3. So if you buy the Creator combo and you get the microphone with it, that's what this sounds like. All right, so I'm actually not going to change the audio levels. So this is what it sounds with the Neewer CM28. And yeah, this is what it sounds like now with the lav mic plugged in. Yeah, so this is a Rode VideoGo mic. So it comes with 2 transmitters and it comes with 1 receiver, a bunch of different adapters for lightning and USB, and it comes in a case which you could charge up and then it keeps the devices charged. Now I've been using this to record a number of videos now and I've not had any problems with charging. In fact, I just had to top it up, but it only got into this little, you can kind of see there's 4 lights there. There are 4 lights. It got down to 3 after a few videos of recording, so plenty of battery life. This is, I think, reasonably priced. It's one of the cheaper ones. It is Neewer. They tend to be on the, I think Neewer, right? Who knows how we're pronouncing that name. But it's on the cheaper end. I'm sure probably the quality could be better if you went for a full Rode system, but a lot of those are double the price. So this is more the sort of budget friendly. I've used it for multiple of the most recent videos and all of the videos at the start of the channel. And of course you just have to make sure when you're using it that you've set the gain up correctly on the receiver. Now I've heard that maybe I should turn the receiver gain down and turn the camera gain up, and I don't use automatic gain on the camera. Maybe I'm doing 100 things wrong as it is on this channel, never mind the audio. This is the next problem to fix. So hopefully this video will help you decide whether or not you want to purchase this lapel mic, or whether you want to even purchase this system, or maybe you've got some other choices you want to go to. Now I would say I do have a shotgun mic, a Rode one. It's quite a cheap one. I never like the sound that comes out of that. It's quite echoey. I tend to find that these lapel, or even the receiver on its own, it's a bit more sort of contained, and you don't have to deal with the sort of room noise, which I would have to spend a lot more money, I think, making this room sound better than, you know, what I have to do with having a close-up microphone to my mouth rather than capturing audio from all the way over there. And the thing is, well, I've got computers back here and an air purifier. Shotgun mics, at least the cheap ones that I bought, and this is the thing, this is like budget tech, the cheap ones just capture too much of the room noise. Don't like it. Alright, just to sum this video up then, what are my thoughts on this system? Wave. Alright, my thoughts on the system. Well, I originally bought this when I was trying to use it with my mobile phone, and it worked okay for a time. Then I got the DJI products, and I didn't use it for a while. Now I've got the this setup in here. It's actually really good, and I'm going to keep using it for probably a while now, to be honest. Wireless aspect of it is extremely useful. Now I've got the lav mic, which I've just got kind of, you can kind of see it's kind of just hidden here in the quarter zip, out of the way, and I can have the receiver in my pocket. The only downside is I have to walk past a radiator here on my right, and there's a little magnet that occasionally keeps getting stuck to the radiator. Minor issue. It gives me some options though, right? I mean, even that Rode VideoGo mic, which, you know, when reviewing the footage, it does sound the best out of a lot of them, but that's because it's been used as like a cardioid mic. So it gives me the option to plug this the receiver into the camera there, then the transmitter, and have the Rode VideoGo, and use it as a cardioid, you know, for comedic effect sometimes, or maybe out and about. I have gone and purchased some little wind muff things for the CM5s. I assume they fit. I haven't tested yet. They were very cheap, just as additional options to work with. To be honest, the little wind muff thing on this looks significantly more substantial than the DJI mic. And you do get ones actually with this kit that go into the transmitter itself, which are probably better. So maybe I'll look into that in the future. But you know, you can get this kit for around 70 quid thereabouts, and then the lav mics on top are another 20, and it performs pretty good. Now I've turned the gain up a bit in the camera, so hopefully the audio gain levels will be a bit better than they have been in the past, but that's a user error more than anything. The charge lasts a long time on this. You get the 2 transmitters and the 1 receiver, a whole bunch of accessories. For the price, it's not a bad kit. You could be the judge listening to the audio quality and tell me whether it sounds bad. Of course, in all of this, there could be some user error, but you know, I've set the gain manually on the camera and on the transmitter, better than leaving it down to auto. The connectivity between all the devices is pretty good. Now the only downside is if I open this up here and turn this receiver on and talk, there's a good chance there could be a slightly echoey noise, because I'm assuming I'm also transmitting into this microphone here. So in parts of the video where I've done that, it might sound a bit weird. In fact, it might sound weird right now. You can record it in stereo or mono, and then if you record it in stereo, you could isolate to just one of the receivers. I think that's the case. I have to fact check that. Yeah, it does look like that's the way. You know, record it in stereo, you have the 2 different receivers on different sides. You have the 2 receivers on different tracks. So I could have set it to that and then just chose one of the tracks and split it out in editing, but I'm keeping it simple. There's just me recording, so I'm just going to record in mono and simplify the procedure down now. Before we're getting into rambling territory now, so time to wrap this up. Yeah. For the price, I think this is a good system. If you're a proper audiophile, I'm sure you'd probably want to spend more money. But for under £100, you've got a decent piece of kit here, and the battery lasts forever. Or at least the battery lasts a while. Forever is probably not a good thing to say. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and if you've got any comments on the audio quality, I'm all ears. Bad pun, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Oh boy. He's not that patient, this dog. What's that? No, you don't get it.